Naimbagnal daw kada kayo amin, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. At sa session naman na ito, ang akin pong ituturo is about fair market value. So ito po yung ating objectives: to calculate the fair market value of a cash flow stream that includes an annuity, and to apply the concept of present and future values to solve problems about cash flows. We are done with solving the future values and present values of simple annuities and general annuities. So ngayon naman ay pag-usapan natin ang fair market value. So ano ba ang fair market value? So napaka-interesting ng lesson na ito, kaya isama natin siya sa ating discussion. So if we say fair market value, it is economic value of cash flow or payment stream on the particular date, and it refers to a single amount that is equivalent to the value of the payment stream at that date. This particular date is called the focal date. So, very theoretical yung kanyang definition. So, kapag pinasimple natin, fair market value is the price that an asset would sell for on the open market. So, it is the price that an asset would sell for on the open market. Let's have this example. Mr. Ribaya received two offers on a lot that he wants to sell. Mr. Ocampo has offered 50,000 and 1 million lump sum payment 5 years from now. Mr. Cruz has offered 50,000 plus 40,000 every quarter for 5 years. Compare the fair market values of the two offers if money can earn 5% compounded annually. Which offer has a higher market value? So, gustong bumili ni Mr. Ribaya ng lupa at merong dalawang nag-alok sa kanya, si Mr. Ocampo at saka si Mr. Cruz. So, yung offer ni Mr. Ocampo is that magbabayad siya ng 50,000 as down payment, and then after 5 years, isang bugsuan niyang babayaran yung 1 million. Yung kay Mr. Cruz naman, the same yung down payment. So magda-down payment din siya ng 50,000, and then yung next payments na ay babayaran niya through annuity. So magbabayad siya ng 40,000 every quarter for 5 years. So alin kaya sa kanilang dalawa ang mas mataas ang market value? Yung kay Mr. Ocampo kaya o kay Mr. If we are going to illustrate the cash flow of the two offers, we have this kay Mr. Ocampo. So, 50,000, yun yung kanyang down payment. And then, after 5 years, doon niya babayaran yung 1 million. Yung kay Mr. Cruz naman, 50,000 din yung kanyang down payment. And then, yung natitira na bayad niya ay uutay-utayin niya. Babayaran niya through annuity. So, 4 quarters, 5 years. Kaya ito ay 4 times 5, that is 20. So, ibig sabihin, 20 times siyang magbabayad ng tig 40. So, 40,000 hanggang 5 years. So, unahin natin na solve yung fair market value ng offer ni Mr. Ocampo. So, since 50,000 is a down payment, its value is still 50,000. Yes, So, ngayon, i-compute natin yung present value ng 1 million, which is ibibigay niya at the end of 5 years. So, mula dun sa given na nasa taas, yung ating future value is 1 million. The rate is 5%, or in decimal form, that is 0.05. Ang N natin ay 1 because it is compounded annually, at ang T natin ay 5. So, para makuha natin yung present value ng 1 million, we are going to use the formula for compounded interest, for compound interest, which is F equals P times the quantity of 1 plus R over N raised to NT. So, yung F natin doon ay yung 1 million equals P. Yung ating hinahanap ay si P. And then, times the quantity of 1 plus, ang R natin ay 0.05 divided by 1 raised to 1 times 5. So, kapag sinimplify natin, we have 1 million equals P times yung 0.05 divided by 1 is 0.05 plus 1 is 1.05 raised to 1 times 5 which is 5. So if we are going to divide both sides by 1.05 raised to 5, both sides po yan. So ang makukuha po natin na value ni P is 783,526.17. So, ano yung kanyang fair market value? So, pagplasin lang po natin yung dalawang present value. Yung kanyang down payment and then yung na-compute natin na present value. So, you have 50,000 plus 783,526.17 and that is 833,526.17. So, yun yung fair market value ng offer ni Mr. Ocampo. Okay, so next naman ay i-compute naman natin yung fair market value ng offer ni Mr. Cruz. So, since 50,000 is a down payment, magda-down payment din kasi So, its present value is still 50,000. So, ngayon, i-compute natin yung present value ng annuity which is yung 40,000 every quarter for 5 years. Pero, bago natin i-compute, ay alamin muna natin kung anong uri ng annuity. Ito ba ay simple annuity or general annuity? So, kung mapapansin natin, yung payment interval ay every quarter. So, magbabayad siya every quarter. However, yung ating compounding period ay annually. So, 5% compounded annually. So, hindi parehas yung ating compounding period at saka yung payment interval, kaya ang tawag natin dito ay general annuity. So, ang una muna natin gagawin is we are going to convert 5% compounded annually into its equivalent rate compounded quarterly. So, solve the equivalent rate compounded quarterly of 5% compounded annually. So, papaano na nga ulit mag-convert? So, gagamitin lang natin yung ating formula which is equivalent rate equals the quantity of 1 plus R sub 1 over N sub 1 raised to N sub 1 over N sub 2 minus 1. So, ano yung R sub 1 natin dito? So, yun mismo yung given na rate which is 5% and in decimal form that is 0.05. Ano naman yung ating N sub 1? So that is the corresponding compounding period of 5% which is annually. So that is 1. And then yung ating N sub 2 ay yung every quarter. So gusto nating i-convert yung 5% compounded annually into compounded quarterly. Kaya, yung ating N sub 2 ay 4. Okay, so we have this, the quantity of 1 plus 0.05 over 1 raised to 1 over 4 minus 1. So, kapag ito ay itatype natin sa ating calculator, ang makukuha nating sagot ay 0.01227223 or in percentage form that is 1.227223. Okay, so na-compute na natin yung equivalent rate compounded quarterly. So ngayon, hanapin na natin yung kanyang present value. So from the given, ang kanyang regular payment ay 40,000 and then ang R natin, yung small letter R natin ay yung na-compute nating rate, hindi yung 5% ang gagamitin natin, kundi yung kanyang equivalent rate compounded quarterly which is 0.01227223. At ang T natin ay 5 years and yung N natin ay 4. Hindi na siya yung annually. Hindi na 1, kundi ang gagamitin natin ay 4 kasi nga kinonvert natin yung 5% compounded annually sa equivalent rate niya compounded quarterly. Okay, so now let us compute for the present value. So ito yung formula sa hahanap or pag-compute ng present value. We have P equals, ang R natin, capital letter R is 40,000, that is the regular payment, times the quantity of 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus yung ating rate, 0.01227223 all over 4 raised to negative 4 times 5 all over 0.01227223 all over 4. So kapag ito ay itinype natin sa ating calculator, ang makukuha nating sagot ay 705,588.40. So parang yung ginawa natin kanina sa offer ni Mr. Ocampo, para mahanap natin yung fair market value is we are going to add the two present values. Yung 50,000 na kanyang down payment at saka yung present value ng annuity which is yung na-compute natin yan. So if we are going to add 50,000 plus 705,588.40, ang makukuha nating sagot is 755,588.40. Compare the fair market values of the two offers. Yung kay Mr. Ocampo, ang kanyang fair market value is 833,526.17. Yung kay Mr. Cruz naman is 755,588.40. So, obvious naman na mas mataas yung fair market value ni Mr. Ocampo kesa kay Mr. Cruz. Kaya, yung sagot sa ating tanong na which offer has a higher market value ay syempre yung offer ni Mr. Ocampo. Ngayon, yung tanong ko, alin ba sa dalawa ang better na bilhin niya? Is it the one with higher market value or the one with lower market value? So, well, kapag ako, that depends on my goal as a buyer or investor. So, if we are looking for stability, if we are looking for immediate development potential or higher value investment in the future, syempre, a lot with high fair market value is often better. So, ano ba yung advantage kapag mas mataas yung fair market value ng lupa? So, if a lot has a high market value, we can yield higher returns of investment in the future. So, halimbawa, yung mga lote na binebenta sa bayan, mas mahal ang mga lote sa bayan kaysa sa barangay. Bakit? So, unang dahilan dyan ay yung demand at supply. Sa bayan, mas mataas ang demand para sa lupa dahil sa mas maraming tao at negosyo. Sa barangay, mas mababa ang demand, kaya mas mababa ang presyo ng lupa. At saka, sa bayan, yun yung sentro ng kalakalan at negosyo. So, you can yield higher returns in the future kung plano mong magnegosyo o kaya ay plano mong ibenta yung lupang nabili mo. O ano pa, another reason bakit mas mahal ang lupa sa bayan kaysa sa mga barangay. Another reason is yung access sa serbisyo. So, syempre, mas malapit ka sa hospital, mas malapit ka sa munisipyo, sa shopping center, and other infrastructure. So, you can yield higher returns if you plan to sell sa future yung iyong lupang nabili. Pero syempre, kapag mataas ang fair market value o kaya ay nagpatayo ka ng negosyo mo sa bayan, asahan mo rin na mas mataas yung babayaran mong buwis. So, isa yon sa consequence ng pagbili ng asset with high market value. So, kapag mataas yung market value, so asahan mo rin na mataas din yung buwis na babayaran mo. Ganon. That ends our session. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and inspiring. And we'll see you in the next tutorial. Until then, take care and keep learning.